Hey Manna fam, it's been a really fun week looking at stories of impact through domestic outreach and local missions, and today we're closing out our week with the story of our newest church plant in Killeen, Texas. And it ties to Genesis chapter 26, verse 6, which says, "So Isaac settled in Gerar." You see, earlier on in the text, Abraham had to leave in order to answer God's calling, whereas here we see that Isaac stayed. You see, what you do is dictated by what God calls you to do. Let's hear a story of how Pastor Jonathan Fletcher's journey shifted as he embraced what God had called him to along the military highway.
How many of us want the blessing of God in our lives? I think that's every one of us. We want to see everything that God has for us in operation. We want to walk in His calling, but we want to experience His grace, His blessing. We want to know where we're supposed to be. And how many of us know that the blessing of God is in the promise of God? That place, that role sometimes, that flow where God's called you to. We all know the story. We should be familiar with it at least. If you're not, I'll give you a really quick primer. Years ago, 2014, God gave Pastor Michael a promise to take a mission, if you will, to take an expression of Manna Church near every U.S. military base in the world, to plant a church. And so over time, my plan was not to be a part of that mission so much as it was to send people on that mission from right here in Fayetteville, Fort Liberty. And yet, God spoke to us. God spoke to Heather, my wife, and to me, to our kids, and said, no, I want you to go on this journey. And that's how Manna Killeen happened. It was almost an accident. Just a year and a half ago, there we were sitting, and then God spoke, it's time for you to go. And wouldn't you know that along the way, never having planned it, just being obedient, we've seen the blessing of God, the favor of God in our own lives, and then also an amazing work that God has done in Manna Church Killeen. We merged with a church called Faith Point Church. Almost immediately, it doubled. We went to plant. That doubled. So far this year, just this week, I was looking, we've seen over 230 people come to know Jesus as their Lord and Savior right there in Killeen. I'm telling you, the blessing of God, the favor of God is in following the promise of God. So here's my question for you. In this season, in this rock season, as we're hearing amazing stories and we're getting ready to pray and to give and to go, where is God calling you to take a step? He told Abram, go. He told Isaac, stay. What is He saying to you? Is He telling you to give this amount when the rock comes up? Is He telling you to talk to this person at your work? Is He telling you to take an expression of Manna Church somewhere on the military highway? I don't know, but you do, and He's speaking to your heart. And I got to tell you right now, obedience is the best place we can live. Devotion to Christ is the place where the human heart is most satisfied. God bless you.